Well, winter's coming, so it's time to look at mince and dumplings. Now, this is a very adaptable recipe. Many things can be changed in it. You can add things, remove things, make it vegetarian, make it not. I'm just going to show you the baseline version, and you can just add and remove and change wherever you want to. So let's get stuck into it. So naturally, our main ingredient here is going to be mince, ground beef, whatever you want to call it. I apologize for the appearance of it. They've started putting mince in vacuum packs here. And get yourself like 1 carrot, 1 onion, however much you prefer. Cut them as small or as big as you want. And nope, not that tub. It's this tub. Just got 2 tablespoons of flour in here to go with beef stock. I'm going to try this tinned variety. Never used it before. Let's just see how it works out. Final ingredients to get ready are the ones for the dumplings. So in here we've got 250 grams of a self-raising flour, and this is our key ingredient. It's shredded beef suet. Now you can get vegetarian varieties, I'll go into more later, but the one I'm using is this. I think I used about 125 grams. You know, I've seen plenty of other recipes that use butter and things as well for other options. Just make sure you add some salt and some seasoning to it. And I think that's it. Let's get cooking. Now I'm using 20% fat beef, so I'm not going to need a huge amount of oil, but if you're using a more lean beef, you might need to add some more to the pot just so things don't stick, but a lot of fat's going to come out of this once I start cooking. But just brown mince, I don't think I need to show you how to do that. Cook it in the pan for a couple of minutes until it starts looking like this. Now what we're going to do is remove that from the pot so we can cook the vegetables. It just helps render some fat out and that can go into the vegetables. So scoop. Add in your carrot, onion, and anything else you've decided to add to the recipe for fun. And this is your opportunity after the vegetables have got a little bit of colour to add some salt, pepper, chili flakes is something I like to add as well for fun. You know, experiment, add what you want. And a lot of the recipes I looked up, I called for a bay leaf. I don't really think they do anything, but you know, let's just add it for fun. And now you can see the vegetables have gone a little bit darker. Let's tip the mince back in and get on to our next stage. So we're going to add the 2 tablespoons of flour. This is our thickening agent, which is going to turn the stock into more of a gravy after a little bit of cooking. So make sure you stir it through to evenly disperse it among everything, and then add your stock of choice. And I know from that shot it looks like I was drinking it, but I was just having a smell of it. You know, why not? So just pour your stock in. This pot stuff was actually okay, no complaints from me. A bit more convenient, but it did feel very wasteful having to recycle a whole tin just to get some stock when you can just use a cube. And I added some Worcestershire sauce just because I like it. I'll be honest with you, I did have a little sip of this afterwards. I have no shame. And some more chili flakes. Now this may look like a lot of liquid, but naturally it's going to be simmering for like 20 to 30 minutes, so it's going to reduce over time. If you notice it getting too low, then add yourself some more water, top it up, and make sure it doesn't get too low so that things don't start burning. But we're just going to put that on potentially a lower heat at the back of the cooker in my case, and leave it. And you can use this time to get started on the dumplings. And if you have a dog, they will have joined you in the kitchen at this point, like mine has, because of all the beef smells, but you just need to make sure they don't jump up while you're doing stuff. It's going to mix together the self-raising flour, the beef suet, and you can see here I was going to measure the salt, and I thought, that seems like a lot of work, so, you know, just use feeling, just dump some salt in there. Now, the trick to getting it made into a dough that's not going to be too wet, not going to be too dry, is just to add a little bit at a time. Hey, Ollie, get down. So by putting in a couple of tablespoons at a time and constantly stirring it, you will be able to tell when it turns into a dough. There's no sense in me saying add a cup of water, 100 milliliters of water, or giving you a figure. Just do what I did. Keep a tub of it there. Add a little scoop at a time. So while we're watching me stir up the remainder of this dough, let's talk substitutions. If you're going to be making this at a more basic vegetarian level, you know, you could substitute in like a vegetarian mince, a vegetable stock, and instead of using beef suet, you can get vegetarian or vegetable suet as well. And suet is just fat. So if you're in a pinch and you can't find any vegetable suet, or it's very expensive where you are, You can use butter, as I said. If you really wanted to push it into vegan territory, you could look at vegetable oil. But when you're making this basic version, a lot of the flavour in the dumplings is coming from the beef suet. So if you're making it with a more plain vegetable oil, you might want to add like some herbs, spices and other things to the dough balls to at least give them a little bit of extra flavour and things as well. And that's what I was saying earlier on about the recipe being adaptable and changeable. This is a foundation to which you can add things, remove things, experiment and do different things with it. Don't feel that this is the only way to make this. This is the baseline, and then you can add, change and remove and do whatever you want with it. Now, by the time you've mixed the dough balls together, I'd imagine the mince and the stock and everything should have been brought back up to heat. So, perfect time, let's put these in. Now, it doesn't look like a lot, but they will expand as they're cooking. And our goal is just to sit them on top of the mince and the stock and cook them from there. And just don't make them too small or they'll cook too easily. Don't make them too big or they won't cook at all. Just kind of judge it based on, the little sizes that I'm making here, almost like meatball size, and make sure they're spaced out and give them room to expand. All you have to do is set them on top, put the lid back on, turn the heat down, and they'll steam cook from there. And they're not going to need too long. By this point, everything is already cooked. You're just looking to reduce this gravy and the stock down and cook the dough balls. So 15-20 minutes. If you feel like the dough balls are cooking too hard or you're not getting enough liquid evaporating, just remove the lid with like 5 minutes to go. And there we have it. Now, I think looking at this, it's almost a little too much for 2 people, but the good thing about this recipe is it's adjustable. Scale down the beef if you don't want to use as much, add more if you're cooking for more people, then double the quantities for the dough balls and make more of those. It's as simple as that to work with. Thanks for watching. Leave comments below if you've tried it and what variations you've done. I will leave a recipe in the description as the baseline one to work with. And I guess I'll see you in 2025. Bye for now.